So our coffee talk today is going to be about a very interesting topic that seems to bother a lot of women out there, which is marriage and belly dancing. You know, if you're with someone, or you're married, or you are getting ready to get married, does the conversation about belly dancing with your partner change? And I have gotten actually a few questions, which is very interesting to me because I have never thought that that would be a big deal. Although when I stop and think about it, you know, from my background as an Arab and where I came from, I think it's such a big deal, you know, there. But then, you know, in other cultures, it kind of surprises me. But it does seem to be something quite common. A lot of women start to belly dance when they're young or when they're single, even if they're not young, you know, they're single. And then the moments they, I think their men are usually okay with it because like when you're dating, you know, for them it's fun. They have to, they feel like it's exciting to date a belly dancer and they get to see you perform and they're proud of you. But then when you wanted to get married, all of a sudden that conversation switches to something else. Well, now you're mine and you cannot be belly dancing for other people. That's tricky. That's very tricky. But it does seem to me like a lot of women are going through that, and so I've been getting like some questions about it, and some people have been asking me because, you know, my background, they're like, oh, well, maybe you have some experience about how to deal with that. Well, not really, because if you guys have listened to my other video, I posted a video before about my experience as an Arab woman growing up in a world and in a family especially where I'm not supposed to be belly dancing at all, and you know, how I dealt with it. And I've answered that question for those of you who've been wondering, but I dealt with it basically by hiding it. Because I honestly, well, Morocco is a little bit different obviously than here. For me, Morocco was an entire culture of an entire country of hundreds of years. It's not something I could change overnight. And I knew that and I was aware of it. And this was not just about belly dancing, of course. It was about every aspect of my life in Morocco. Everything. You know, the way people think there is not something you're going to change overnight. So you just got to give up on it. Okay? Unless you want to die for it, which you can do. And if you do, and a bunch of people did too, then you will probably change it. Because if you look at the biggest changes that people have made in history, it's people that like fought so hard and took a chance and took a big risk. And some of that risk was death most of the time, you know? So if you're willing to go that route, you can. But then if you're not, then you hide. And I'm not saying I'm a wuss because I chose that path. It's because I want to experience the benefits of that path as well. And you cannot experience the benefits of something that you fight for by dying for it, because you will never experience it after you die, of course. So I decided, well, then I'm going to just hide. You know, it's a wuss in a way, but I don't think of it that way. But anyways, so for me, it was basically not telling anyone. That way I could enjoy, because I felt like the other people outside, I can't change their mind. So why bother, right? So anyways, but I don't obviously encourage you to do that in marriage. Now let's go back to our topic about marriage. That's a completely different story, especially when you're in a Western society where your partner was totally fine with it while you were, you know, just having fun with it. But then now, and you're single, but now that you're mine, is a completely different story. I have personally, like, I think the people that were asking me that question were asking me what I would do if I was in their shoes, okay? Which, I'm not in your shoes, okay? So it's hard to answer that question. What would you do if you were in my shoes? That's the question I get. I'm not in your shoes, so I can't really answer that. So that's almost like a trick question. But let's say that was me and I was confronted with that decision. I would honestly not marry the guy. Sorry, I mean, that's how I would deal with it. It might sound like a really bad answer for you guys right now. I'm not telling you that's what you need to do, but I'm just saying maybe it's the wrong person for you. Because if you think great things about this person, like, why would things change, right? I mean, I think that's like one of the biggest worries of so many people getting married these days, is that they're worried that things are going to change after marriage. Well, if somebody's already telling you that, yeah, things are going to change after marriage, you are not going to be belly dancing anymore, yeah, what else is going to change? I guess that's a good question to ask after that. And if belly dancing and dancing in general is such a passion in your life, such a big passion, such a big part of your life. Why give it up for a man? I'm sorry, but that's just my thought. I don't give up stuff just for a dude, you know? I just don't. Especially if it's that important for me. If it's something minor, and compromise is a big part of a relationship, I completely agree with that, then yeah, I can compromise something that's so minor for me, but I cannot compromise something that's so important for me. So I think every person is going to be different in how you're going to make that decision. But honestly, I think anybody who's going to say, I'm okay with dating you, belly dancing, but I'm not okay marrying you, belly dancing, has got something wrong in his head. I don't care what you think about that, and I'm done with that conversation. I don't even want to argue about it. I don't even want to even discuss it further and try to understand your point of view. There is no understanding. You're a retard, and that's how I look at it. Sorry to come out that way, but I mean, you're close-minded. You're really close-minded, and you were faking being open-minded when we were single, but now the true person comes. And people, my experience, and listening to lots of my girlfriends that have been through that, men that tend to become conservative right before marriage become extremely conservative after marriage, and you are going to be dealing with some serious stuff you have never, ever knew it existed. And honestly, you're going to think the person you married is not the man you met before. And you're going to be questioning, what the heck did I do? And that's not a good route to go down to. So I'm just telling you, be very careful, be aware, and don't marry the dude. That's my advice. I know I hate to make those decisions for you, or even answer them, but that's what I would do. So that's my answer. What do you guys think? Have you encountered anything like that, or dated anybody like that, or married anybody like that? It would be very interesting to start a conversation and share, and then maybe it would be a very good lesson for some of those women what am I talking about? Women that are about to get married, and or have somebody who just bringing up that conversation, and how do I deal with that? So it'd be very interesting to hear your stories personally. So share them with us. Comment on the website freebellydanceclasses.com or on this video on YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next video on the website. Our website is freebellydanceclasses.com, where we post everything belly dance classes, combos, choreographies, workouts, and talks like this about marriage. So we'll talk next time on freebellydanceclasses.com. For now, keep on dancing, and you take a very good care of yourself. Bye bye.